The wrong question is, should I use RAG, agents, or fine tuning? But the right question is, what kind of failure am I trying to control? Because here's what actually happens. Most engineers choose an architecture based on what is trending this month, but production teams choose based on constraint. And the same exact problem can actually become expensive, unreliable, or impossible to debug. It's purely because someone picked the wrong pattern for the given problem. So today, I'm going to give you a comparison chart. I'm going to give you the decision making a senior engineer runs before writing any single line of code. And by the end of it, you won't ask as which one is best because you'll see why that question has no answer. So let's be precise about the mistake, guys. The common question that I see most often in the architectural decision or even in the interviews is, should I use RAG, agents, or fine tuning? Which one is best? Now, here, if you observe carefully, those are not the same question with different words. They lead to different systems. See, the architecture chosen by trend gives you something which is expensive to run, unreliable under the load, and undebuggable when it breaks. But the architecture that is chosen by constraint is going to give you something that will actually ship. The difference is not intelligence, it's the question that you start from. So, what do most engineers get wrong? Well, they treat the RAG agents fine tuning as alternatives in ranking, like they are competing for the first place. They ask which one is best as if there is a universal answer. They copy a GitHub demo without constraints that as how it was actually built for. They pick a framework before they understand the task boundary. And the deepest mistake, they confuse the capability with reliability. A pattern that can do something in a demo is not a pattern that you can actually trust in production. Those are different properties. And the gap between them is where most projects quietly die. If you have felt confused about choosing between these three, this is the reason. You were handed a popularity contest. It was never that. So here's the framework, guys. This is what we call it as the AI architecture selection lens. Five boundaries that you need to evaluate before you actually choose a pattern. Number one, knowledge boundary. Where does the required knowledge actually live? Number two, the task boundary. Is the system retrieving, reasoning, deciding, acting, or maybe learning? Three, the change boundary. How often does my knowledge change or this behavior is going to change? Number four, wrong, the risk boundary. That is, what happens if the system is wrong? And number five, the evaluation boundary. How will we know whether it's working at all? And the key idea that is RAG, agents, and fine tuning are not the levels that you graduate through. They are basically the architectural tools for different boundary. So let's go ahead and run each one. So the boundary number one is the knowledge. That is, where does it live? See if the knowledge lives in external document like policies, knowledge bases, product documents, that straight away points to RAG. If it lives in live systems and the tools that you have to call, that will point at the agent. If what you need is not the knowledge at all, but a behavior, which is like a consistent style or a format, now that will point at fine tuning. And knowledge can also live in structured database or it can also stay inside the human workflow. So naming the location is the first fork in the road. If you get this wrong, then everything downstream is built on sand. Boundary number two is the task. That is, what is the system actually doing? So you have to look at the verb in your problem statement. If it is retrieve the relevant knowledge, then that's a RAG. If it is reason over what is in front of it, that's the base model. If it has to decide between the action and act accordingly, Now that's your agent. If it has to learn a repeated behavior, then that's a fine tuning. So find something which is different from do, which means something different from behave. So when engineers blur between these verbs together, they build an agent what was really could be a retrieval problem, or they will fine tune for what was really an action problem. The verb over there in your problem statement, it will help you to keep honest. Boundary number three, that is, how often does this thing change? Like if your knowledge changes daily or weekly, then RAG is almost always right because you're going to update an index. You're not going to be updating your model speed. If your behavior changes every workflow or per workflow, now that logic belongs in orchestration in the agent layer. If something is genuinely stable and rarely changes, fine tuning can actually bake it in. It is cheap to serve, but costly to change later. So here's the rule that I want you to keep. If it changes often, never put it in the weights. So if it is a volatile, especially the knowledge, so if you keep it inside the fine-tuned model, that's the single most expensive mistake that you can do. The fourth boundary is what we call it as the boundary risk. That is the risk over here. Like what happens if the system is wrong? If it is a low blast radius, is it a reversible or is it an informal output that you can run a lighter guardrail, which where you can have a sample review? Or is it a high blast radius, which is an irreversible action, which is going to be resulting in costly or regulated action? So your architecture has to carry the source grounding. So you need to have the human in the loop. You need to have a hard limit, especially on the irreversible action, so that you can define what does it that your system can actually do and own. So risk doesn't always pick the pattern by itself. So what it does is set the non-negotiables specific layers on the top. High risk RAG requires citation. High risk agent require approval gate. High risk boundary is the one that will tell you how much grounding and traceability the design is required to carry. Boundary number five, evaluation. Like how will you know that it actually works? And notice each pattern over here. Each of them has a different eval shape. Like for RAG, you're gonna evaluate the retrieval quality. Like is the right chunk even being retrieved? And is the answer grounded and cited? For agents, you evaluate the task success, step traces, tool call correctness, and cost per task. And for fine tuning, you're gonna evaluate against the held out set. You're gonna check the format and behavior conformance and watch for drift over the period of time. So here's the line that matters, guys. If you can't define the eval, you have not chosen an architecture. You have just chosen a hope. The eval boundary is what makes your choice defensible in an interview and safe in production. So let's go ahead and apply this. Like, let's apply all of this into each pattern. So when does your RAG is right? So whenever the system requires access to external changing auditable knowledge, that's where it would make sense. Okay. So where the production concerns that you have to be aware about over here is chunking, metadata, hybrid search, re-ranking, access control, freshness, citation, retrieval evaluation. So these are basically the things that you have to be aware about. Now, when your agents will be right, so agents are right when the system must choose the action, call the tools, operate across multiple steps. So that's where your agents would be the right choice. So your production concerns would be tool permission, actions boundary, defining the retry loop, human in the loop, so state orchestration and recovery. Now, where does your fine tuning would fit? So when you want to incorporate a behavior, when you want to ensure that you implement such pattern in the model itself, like a format consistency, domain instruction, that's where the fine tuning would make sense. So production concern you have to be aware about is dataset quality, eval set, model drift, versioning, and rollback. So, in most of the scenarios, it's not a single thing. You rarely pick one. The real system combine all of the three. A fine-tuned model for consistent behavior, grounded by RAG for current knowledge, wrapped in an agent that coordinates the action with eval gates and human approval on the risky steps. The agent can use a retriever as one of its tools, a rack pipeline enriched by tool calls. So the senior engineer question is not which pattern wins, it's about which pattern owns which responsibility, behavior, knowledge, action, evaluation. Each of them has a clear owner. And once you can assign those owners clearly, you're not choosing between the trends anymore. You're just designing the system now. Okay. So now that you're clear about how to choose this, so how we're going to build in our learning journey in case if you decide to follow us on our bootcamp. So this is exactly why inside our Agentic AI Enterprise Mastery Bootcamp, we don't teach these as isolated tutorials. We build them as a system. You're going to build the production style RAG, which involves chunking, hybrid search, re-ranking, grounding, and retrieval evals. You're going to build the agentic workflow with tools, action boundary, recovery, and orchestration. You're going to add the evaluation, deployment thinking, and reliability, and you learn the trade-offs that actually going to connect them. And critically, you'll also learn as how to explain this decision. That is to defend why RAG owns the knowledge here and why the agent owns the action here. The way a senior engineer defends a design in an interview or in an architecture review. This is for serious engineers who wants to build, explain, and defend the real AI system. It's the professionals who has got the understanding of Python programming language. So here's the ask, guys. If you're done with random tutorials and you want a structured path to build the production style agentic AI system end to end, join the Agentic AI Enterprise Mastery Bootcamp from the link below, and I'll be straight with you. If you are not ready to code, this may not be a right program, but if you're serious about becoming the kind of engineer who can build and explain these systems with confidence, this is the place. Don't choose the architecture based on hype. Choose it based on responsibility. We've just started the new cohort and we just completed only the orientation. The technical first class is going to start this week. So system ship, demos don't. I'll see you on the next one.